Well, the condemnation on the left is predictable, but
Right.
but the right, I was struck by a couple of things. Well, I mean, one reason he wasn't supported is that over the last 2 months or so, there's been some question about whether he was still as fully behind the temporary Muslim ban as he always was, or as he was during the primaries. So when I asked him about that, he said, yes, absolutely, still, we got to do something. It's fully on. But his aides were saying, Paul Manafort, famously a couple of times said, well, he's going to kind of, that's the starting place, and he'll kind of make it his own in negotiation. And it's suggested there was a lot of wiggle room in it. And those who were reluctant to support him or who were supporting him and were looking for a comfortable place or a way to make that support seem more comfortable said, well, he's moderating on it. But so he clearly wasn't moderating on it, but there was some confusion. Now there's absolutely no confusion, and that's a position that's already been either denounced or not supported by anybody, basically anybody in the Republican ranks, including those people who are supporting him. Everybody from Paul Ryan to Mitch McConnell say they're supporting him, but have always said this is something that they fundamentally don't agree with. So that was his first gambit, and then. And why does that matter? Because it's something they've already spoken out about, so they can't just stay mute or their previous comments stand in. Then I think the intimations about President Obama, even as much as Republicans don't like Barack Obama, they're not willing to go anywhere close to that. And when Barack Obama denounced Trump in his statement at the Treasury Department a couple of days ago, you could expect a situation in which Republicans would rally in denunciation of the president. That's something they all know how to do. It has nothing necessarily to do with Donald Trump. It could be done on its own terms. And they're looking for a place to rally that isn't stained with Trump. But even then, they didn't call out the president for denouncing Donald Trump, because what he was denouncing Trump for is the same thing that they have rebuked him for. So where I am at this point is, if you stack up all of the things that Republican leaders have said on the record, and this is not what they're saying behind the scenes, which is even more dire, what they've said on the record about the nominee of the party and comments he's made about Muslims, immigration, the judge overseeing the Trump University case, all of which they've put in pretty grand terms. Marco Rubio said that he still doesn't think that Donald Trump is fit to handle the nuclear codes. You stack all of those up on one side of the balance. What event, what kind of behavior, what thing could a candidate do, could Donald Trump do to even those scales?